What was my mistake? Was it owning a Pan America? James with Pig Trail Harley-Davidson here. I am out today to do a video on the Harley-Davidson Pan America. The bike you see behind me is a used bike we have in the store. It's a 21, so it's the first model year of this bike. So I wanted to take today and go over a few things about this motorcycle. I want to share some thoughts that I have about where its place is in the market, where it's come since it was first launched in 21, and then I'm going to get into some mistakes that I made with this bike. So stick around, we're going to have a good time. So adventure motorcycling, it's the fastest growing segment of motorcycle riders today, and you know, certainly Harley recognized that. They wanted to be a part of it, but Harley riders and motorcyclists in general have been adventure riding since the motorcycle was invented. I mean, a cross-country trip turns into an adventure, and the more people you add to that, the bigger the adventure sometimes. But so it's interesting because the category of adventure motorcycling, it's certainly top of mind for everybody, but all motorcyclists have been adventure riding since they got a motorcycle. And if you own a motorcycle today, you're probably an adventure rider, and that adventure may take place on pavement, and maybe you have a touring bike and it doesn't really drift off the pavement, because why would you? So you pass those roads that look like forest roads or gravel roads, and you probably often wonder, I wonder where that goes. Especially us here in Northwest Arkansas that ride all these amazing roads that we have. And some of us have ridden past these places 15, 20, 50 times, right? And often you maybe look over there and say, yeah, there's that road. I wonder where that goes. Well, on a bike like this, the Pan America, you could find that road. You could find out where that goes. And you're not going to get over your skis on it, right? So you're not going to get yourself in trouble. It's made for gravel. It can handle gravel. It can handle the forest roads, the dirt roads. It can handle about anything you want to throw at this bike. You put the right rider on it, it'll go anywhere. But most adventure riders, they're not riding their bikes that way. They're riding pavement. They see that road, that forest road, and they'll jump on that forest road and figure out where it goes, and maybe get a little lost, not completely lost, and then you find your way back to pavement. Find your way back home, and you reminisce on, wow, that was a crazy day. We were exploring and going on an adventure. So what was my mistake, right? Everyone's wondering. That's the title. What was my mistake? Was it owning a Pan America? No, it actually wasn't. This is such an amazing motorcycle. So I got into adventure riding. This was my very first adventure bike. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what the riding was. And I had these thoughts of what I thought adventure motorcycling would be. And I'd always ridden the road. So I grabbed a Pan America, and I didn't know what I didn't know. And our riding group, because often that's what, you know, we get into these riding groups and we get our buddies, and we all started getting adventure motorcycles. And then the group started going on harder and harder and harder trails and single track and more rougher forest roads, and the Pan America just I felt very uncomfortable on it, but I'd always ridden the road. And so I bought a smaller motorcycle, and then I bought an even smaller motorcycle, and I still ride those today, and it's fantastic. But guess what? My riding is changing. The adventure riding that I do is changing, and what I really have found that I truly enjoy doing is different now. And I wish I'd never sold my Pan America. I wish I still had it. Would I get rid of my smaller adventure bike? No, no. But, and there's a time and a place for that, but there's times that I dream of riding this bike on the roads, putting in a destination, and then as I start heading towards that destination and I see that left-hand turn on the forest road, I'm gonna take that left-hand turn. And I'm gonna see where that goes, and I'm gonna take the next right turn, and then I'm gonna take the next left, and I just kind of drift around, but I then follow my GPS line when I'm done, back to my destination, eat lunch, and ride those beautiful curvy roads that we have all the way home. Now, can I do that on the bike I have now? Yeah, of course. Is it as comfortable as this motorcycle? No. Is it as much fun when you put it in sport mode? It doesn't have a sport mode. This thing is bonkers when you want to ride it like a sport bike. But guess what? It's got hard bags. It's got bags. It's got storage. But it is an unbelievable motorcycle. And I just want the world to know that. So what am I saying here? Don't make my mistake. I rode the road for years. That's all I did. I rode the road. I went cruising. I explored on my motorcycle, sure, but it was limited to pavement. And in the last several years, I've really gotten into quote unquote adventure riding, where I'm packing up my motorcycle to go exploring on my motorcycle, and that exploration is taking me to forest roads, gravel roads, and I have seen and gone to places that I never thought a motorcycle would take me. And if you aren't doing that today, you're missing out. And so I challenge you, give the Pan America a try. It is one of the best bikes for just that. And who's this bike for? It's for the Harley rider. Surely, it's got the Harley brand on it. It's a Harley-Davidson motorcycle through and through. The engine is tried and true. They've had this engine in the line for years, and this version of this motorcycle is unreal to ride. It's also for the daily commuter. This is an amazing commuter bike. The riding position is amazing. You've got plenty of room for lunch, coolers, whatever you want to bring. It's for the everyday rider. It's a fairly light bike for what it is. So take a chance, get into Pig Trail Harley-Davidson. We've got one of these that you can rent for the day, and seriously give it a chance. Take it for the day, make a trip, find that left-hand turn onto that forest road and see where it goes. And if you don't come back thinking, I need to add that motorcycle to my fleet, well, you've still had a great day on the motorcycle, right? Give us a chance. Give this bike a chance. You will not regret it. Truth of it is, most of us adventure riders aren't trying to really kill ourselves off-road or see what our bikes are really capable of, right? We just want to go for a nice ride on a comfortable bike, something that looks awesome. It's got some storage and bags in case we end up going camping, or we've got a place to put our stuff. And I mean, really, most of us are just riding to get a latte. Yeah, I don't see any videos out there of how well a bike does that and doesn't, but I gotta tell you, this is a pretty good ride. Pretty good latte.